For a club like ours that has history and has true roots, to have a group that has given us that unconditional support for 20 years, it's incredible, and it's something that no other MLS team has.
Anytime we can have them behind us, it's a huge advantage for us. So, you know, tonight was a night where it was going to get muddy for a while there, and you know, it's fair to say that they were that extra push that, you know, could help us get through. So we're happy to have them.
I love being able to be with the ultras and be with the fans, because that's I really believe if I wasn't lucky enough to be playing this game, I would be a fan and I would be there right there with them.
I remember I was on the East Coast in Boston. I got a phone call, and it was Caesar, and he told me that the team is coming back. And then I checked a few other people, and sure enough, the news was confirmed. It was an amazing day for us. We were reborn again. As a group, we had the object of our love out there. The Quakes were coming back. We didn't care it was an expansion team. We didn't care that we lost all the good guys, the good players that we had before. Starting from scratch, we had a team. After I calmed down, you know, a few beers later, a few drinks later, celebrating the move, and I realized the soccer Silicon Valley, which was one of the main Quakes fans organization at the time, not like a supporter group, not like us standing and chanting, but behind the scenes, they played a major role in bringing the Quakes back, finding the new ownership, maintaining the badge and the records for the Quakes in the Bay Area. Frankly, if it wasn't for these guys, we would not have a team right now, and most likely the Ultras would not be around anymore. When the Quakes were announced that they will be back, we got in touch with a few other Bay Area fans, soccer fans. Some of these guys were the supporter group for the California Victor, which was a team based in San Francisco at the Kaiser Stadium, and they expressed their interest on joining us and supporting the Quakes with us. They were called the 1906, so naturally we wanted to pay some respect to them, and that's when we created a banner that said the 1906 Ultras. And we went under that banner, we kept our activity going under the banner.
My first experience with them was in 2008 at Kezar, preseason match against the Houston Dynamo, and they unveiled a tifo thanking the old Earthquakes, but right before kickoff took it down and welcomed the new Earthquakes back as an expansion team. I think a little bit later in that game, I saw a couple flares hit the field from their section, and I just had a huge smile on my face. I said, these are guys, I can get behind these guys.
So in 2008, the team was coming back, the season was starting, and out of all games, we were playing Galaxy away. An amazing feeling out there. We play away, that's our favorite activity as a group, to travel. We play the Galaxy, a team that we hate, and we have our team back. We lost the game, but we were happy. We kept going the whole night. Keep chanting. It was maybe 30, 40 guys out there. It was the beginning of a new era. That year, we made the playoffs. The system was completely different. This league is changing their system. They adding new teams. They have the teams from the East playing the teams from the West. But at that time, oddly enough, we ended up playing New York, the New York Red Bulls. And I remember we were excited. We had a playoff game at home at Boxshop. The atmosphere was amazing. The team was playing hard. They put their hearts in it, but we lost the game. And a few days later, it was on a Thursday night. I remember exactly on a Thursday night, we had to go to New York. We already got our flights for that away game, so we didn't care much that we lost the first game. We were gonna go to New York anyways. And that was one of the most memorable games in the history of our group, and I would say in the history of our organization. Traveling to New York and turning things around. We won 3-1. Wando played a major role along with a few other guys. We keep chanting in New York in the cold for another hour or so until they let us out of the stadium. Then we beat New York. We are very hopeful. We have Colorado coming up, and it was an away game. It was only one leg this time, and we were playing away in Colorado. It was fall, so very cold in Colorado. Matter of fact, it started snowing during the game. We played a bad game. The Quakes played bad. No chances. Colorado won 1-0 fair and square. But us singing in the snow, we took our shirts off, obviously. Snow falling on us, negative temperatures, keep going. And then at the end of the game, I remember the highlight of the game, maybe the one that meant the most for us. It was Chris coming to us. He was in tears, the guy was crying, and he was apologizing to us for losing, which obviously we disagree with. You don't need to apologize for us. You put your heart in it, you do your best, that's all we want from you. Win or lose, we'll be there for you. ...2012 was an amazing season. It felt almost like an anomaly because a lot of things were unbelievable. That 2012 season was absolutely magic. We had a lot of games that we won in the last few minutes, lots of comebacks, overtime, amazing goals. Most of them scored right in front of us in Section 109 in Buckshaw. And towards the end of the season, it was clear that we're going to win the Supporters' Shield. We had a significant lead in the standings. Besides the amazing comebacks, the great wins, memorable wins, another big memory to take forward with us since that season was the relationship that we had with the players. The coach, obviously, Frank Yallop, he knew us, we knew him. But the players, the team just had a lot of character. You had players like John Bush, Alan Gordon, Lenny, obviously Wando, Jason Hernandez, our boy. It was a team full of leaders. It was a family, and we built a relationship with them. We had a lot of tifo displays, especially when we played the Galaxy at home. We used to call them out. You know, we beat them that season. And sure enough, we were in to play the Galaxy in the playoffs. So here we are. We finished season on the first place, winning the Supporters' Shield. We play our main rival in 2 legs, home and away. Galaxy didn't have a great season. We had a great season. So we were pretty optimistic going into it. And then that game in Los Angeles, we won 1-0. However, compared to the great comeback when the team was down, but I still had a good feeling about it because I knew our team was strong. It was something about the LA game that we won with Bernardes's goal that didn't make me feel very easily. The team didn't play good. We got very lucky in the game. They had a lot of chances they missed. And sure enough, when they came back to Buckshaw, Robbie Keane was their main star. They won the game and they kicked us out. It was a very painful loss. However, we showed the guys full support at the end of the game. They had an amazing season. They made us happy so many times. So overall, painful ending to it, but it was a great season for us. At the end of the game, we lose at home. We lose to Galaxy, a rival. Everybody was upset. However, the first thing we did was we collected our flags, our banners, and then we went straight to the locker rooms. We were there for another half an hour, 45 minutes, chanting for the guys, assuring them of our support. They were crying, some of our guys were crying, but it was an amazing season and we were very proud of them.
On a fundamental level, I mean, we are an ultras crew, we're not a supporters group. And what that means is we have a certain standard, right? And it's an international standard. I mean, obviously, ultras exist in many different countries. So there's like local variations, but at the root of it all, the fundamental thing that ties everything together is the mentality, the heart. The supporters groups, you know, they look good on the surface, but if you examine the heart, there's nothing there. It's all for show. This is our life. We absorb it. This is what we do. For instance, a supporters group, like a member of a supporters group, it turns on when they show up to their tailgate or to the match, right? And it turns off when they leave. for us, it's 24/7. It never turns on and shuts off. It's always on. So when I'm at work, I'm in ultra mode. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking of new songs. I'm thinking of like new artwork, tifo, whatever. You know, and that's a fundamental difference. It's subtle, if you're not familiar with it, because on the surface they may seem like they're the same, but it really isn't.
We set up the tone, and that's the difference between an ultra group and just a regular supporter group, which when their team is falling apart, they're naturally quiet and they're slowing down. Versus an ultras group, well, matter of fact, we have to get louder when our team is down, when our team is losing. We gotta put our voice in there and assure them of our support.
Another key difference between an ultras group and a supporters group is that an ultras group never accepts help from the club to either travel, to fund tifo, to fund tickets, whatever it may be. They never accept that help because they want to remain completely independent of the club. We support the club with our lives, but the key difference is that we don't go and accept financial help from the club because we want to remain independent.
In the era of modern soccer, and especially here in MLS, I feel like a lot of people are getting into this for the wrong reasons. You have people giving themselves titles out there, doing it for financial reasons or for internet fame. We are a family, we are friends, people who fight for the same cause and who fight for each other.
While in 2012 we had a decent relationship with the front office, it was mostly mutual respect between us and them. In 2013, especially after the Portland incident, we felt betrayed by those guys because they only listened to the side of the story being told by the Portland fans and the league, and not necessarily at our side of the story.
There was an isolated incident, but unfortunately it involved more people that were not supposed to involve in there, and we pay a very high price as a group. In the end of the day, everything happens for a reason, so I believe that incident, although I regret it obviously, and I would take it back if possible, actually kind of helped crystallize the group and show us the directions that we want to head into. This group is not about violent behavior or about attacking people. This group is about showing support for the team, and that's what we did afterwards.
We felt like those sanctions that they imposed on us were completely disproportionate and unfair, and we started to fight back because that's how we do. We're ultras, we believe in certain things, we admit guilt when it's about admission of guilt, and we fight back where we feel the need to fight back. That incident, and especially the aftermath of the incident, dealing with all those sanctions, and I had a lot of personal meetings with Dave Cavill at the time, with the front office, with the league representatives. Ray Whitworth was representing the league at the time, and he was definitely not a fan of the ultras. And we stood our ground, we showed pride like we always do, and we refused to bend to the league. It felt almost like a babysitter trying to take care of a baby. And to not allow us to have flags, to not allow us to display our tifo, to us it sounded ridiculous. That particular game at Stanford, as usual, we do our tifo at the beginning of the game. We did our patriotic tifo. And in addition to that, we had our message banners. So we wanted to send a message or multiple messages to the league and to our front office. Without us, the atmosphere is not going to be the same. They knew it. They knew they cannot replace us. And whenever we protested that season, the atmosphere was definitely not the same without us. They wanted to ban us from traveling to Los Angeles to support the team against the Galaxy. We fought back on every level, legal, in the stands, protests. And sure enough, we got our way. We ended up going to Los Angeles despite the league not wanting to allow us there initially. The 2014 season was only 2 years past probably our best season in recent history, 2012. However, it was completely opposite in regards to what was happening on the field. The team did not perform. They had a horrible season. We could barely win any games, lots of changes in coaching, in the front office, and so on. However, for us, we are ultras. We support this team no matter what, and that was our chance to show them that the results on the field are not going to affect the way we support them. Matter of fact, we're going to step up our game, we're going to sing louder for them, We're gonna show them that support when the rest of the fans are abandoning them, and that's exactly all we did. Every single game we were there, witnessing not the prettiest things on the field, not the best result, but our voices assure the team that we will be there for the club. One of the very few good memories about 2014, and I know it sounds ironic I say it's a good memory because I am talking about the Quakes lost 5-0 to Dallas at home, right in front of us. Since we started this group, I always stress the idea of supporting this team even more when they are down, because that's when a team needs your support. When they are winning, everybody's supporting them. When they are down, a lot of people, regular fans or just neutral fans, they walk away, they left them by themselves. So for us as the Ultras, we have to fill in that void. When the team is struggling, we have to support them even more. And I believe that Dallas game at home, losing 5-0 at home, it was the perfect chance for us to support these guys. And I told my group many times in our meetings when we started the group that we sing louder when we are down. That's one of our slogans, one of our mottos. And that was the perfect game to show that attitude. And every time Dallas would score, we would just get louder and get crazier, get nuts in the stands. I remember at the end of the game, for Dallas, there was Kevin Hartman in goal. Kevin Hartman, great American goalkeeper, long, rich history, LA Galaxy. So we booed the hell out of the guy for so many games. We gave him a lot of abuse over the games. However, at the end of the game, they won the game, as I said, 5-0. The referee is whistling the end of the game. Kevin Hartman turns around. He starts clapping in our direction and congratulating us for being with the team and showing support throughout. The 2014 season, obviously a bad season on the field, was the last season for us at Baksha. The team was moving into the new stadium of Vaya, which was being built at the time. The last game of the season, we made some message banners, obviously, saying our goodbyes to Baksha. We left a lot of good memories behind. Our group grew significantly at Baksha. We witnessed some amazing performances on the field. We knew we have to move in, it's progress. Deep inside, I was thinking we might go back to Baksha, maybe for a cup game, maybe for a friendly game, just to revisit that beautiful stadium and relive some of those memories.
We like to kind of look at ourselves as like the sort of unofficial guardians of Baksha, because they're some of our rivals, they roll pretty deep. So when they show up for a game, they're pretty loud and, they take over their part of the stadium. Well, like, we're not going to let Seattle or LA just, come in and make themselves at home. It's our home, and we're going to let them know that it's our home and you're visitors. And we do that in the stands, through our TFO, through our songs.
Mixed emotions about it, mixed feelings. We are hopeful that the new stadium is going to work out okay for us. We were missing Baksha and all the memories and the amazing section that we had out there. But we were hopeful we can adjust to the new stadium as going to represent a new step in the history of our organization. However, the main dilemma about it was our section. Because for us as a group, that was the most important part in the new stadium. It was our section, our future home. And I remember the time I was going back and forth with Dave Chiavo, and we were debating on the architecture of the new section. And while I was presenting with one plan of the new section that I enjoyed and I liked, ultimately they ended up building a section that was completely different than what I was being told. And when the stadium was ready for us to move in, I told them we are going to move at the top because we don't like the section at the bottom. And that's what we did.